Well, we just got the carpet installed, and there's one thing I want to do and double check to call it good. And the thing is, with the floor registers, we happen to have some floor registers, and they come out of the floor instead of up in the ceiling. And when you have these, you want to make sure that you have them available so that when the carpet installers, before they get done and call it good, they find out where those are, and they make sure they have them cut out and that your registers will fit the openings. Nothing more frustrating than to have the carpet guys leave and have you trying to clean up and stuff, and you can't get the register in there because it hasn't been cut exactly right, and then you got to mess around with that and stuff. And then lots of times they leave their cuttings and drippings of their carpet remnants down inside the register. Can you believe that? We're gonna take one out. I've already cleaned out these two here. Okay, I have not looked at this one. I don't know if there's anything in here. Let's just take a quick look. Of course, I got my vacuum ready and my vacuum attachment and stuff. And you know, don't make the assumption that they're all clean and that they're all open and stuff. In fact, I look at this register and I see it's closed. You know, it's not even open. Look at all this. Can you see that? The little carpet bits flying out of here. Boy, this thing, it's like they really shoved it in there. I'm gonna have to be mindful of that. Look at all the stuff in there, and then you want to make sure that these edges are pushed in tight. And see, I look at this, and this one's sticking out a little bit because they just crammed it in there, and this one's kind of folded over. See there? I'm gonna have to get my pliers out and bend that over and tap that in, because stuff like that could be holding this up, and I'll check on that in a minute. But down in here, look at all the carpet remnants. They're all flying out, and this gives you a good chance to clean out your registers too. When I was taking up the old flooring, or even before that, we were initially thinking we were going to restretch the existing carpets and stuff. And I pulled these up, and there was all kinds of dust and cobwebs in there and all kinds of stuff in there. I've already vacuumed these out once, but now, because we've got the new carpet install, I want to clean all that stuff out of there now. And you want to be careful too, because I reach my hand down in there, I can feel things. Ooh, look at this. What is this? Oh, look at that. There's a rusty nail in there even. And I didn't reach my hand down as far as I could in the other ones. I probably should, in case there's something down in there, because most of the time the ductwork is flexible ductwork that's like plastic with wire lined in it, and then insulation around that, and then plastic over that. So if you're going to shove anything under there, you want to be real careful. And of course, do I want a nail in there that could penetrate that plastic and rip it? Heck no. And then as they cut this, there's all kinds of loose remnants on this too. Then you want to feel your hands on the edges of these and make sure that they're all flat, because I had them flat once upon a time, and this one was kind of pooched because when they tried to fit this in, they just jammed it down in there. And so I want to make sure that everything is proper and will fit. Okay. So I'm gonna spend a little bit more time. Man, I'm glad I reached down there for that nail. Okay, I'm gonna grab my screwdriver and a pair of pliers and fix these ends. Make sure I've got those fixed before I push that down, because you saw how tight this was fitting. Okay, I'll do that and we'll be right back to finish this up. And then I'm gonna actually go back to these other registers. I'm gonna pull these back out. I'm gonna reach my hand way down in there as far as I can and make sure there's nothing else in there. And I'm going to check one more room. So if you want to keep watching, I'll keep videoing a little bit longer of this video segment. So keep watching. Let's make sure, you know, we get these clean, because now's the time to get them done so that you can know that they're fitting properly. Maybe somebody had registers shoved down on top of the carpet, but it wasn't actually fitting. It was just up too high. And maybe you need to trim the carpet back, vacuum it out, clean out anything else that may be down there, and make sure that your registers are adjusted properly too. And sometimes you get registers where you see this one here, when it's open, both things go straight open like that. But see, on other ones, maybe both of them swing over this way, and then you go far enough and they go up all the way. Well, maybe your adjustment is making it so that they don't both go up all the way. So then if I have that down at the wall, and if one of these is coming out at an angle, let's say, I want it coming out into the room. I don't want my heat, you know, if I couldn't get one of these straight, or if they were the angled ones, I don't want them angled to the wall and then come out. I want them angled out into the room, right? So you can check on that as well. All right, be right back. Okay, the mundane things that you get to take care of when you're doing a renovation. This is just one of the things that you should kind of be aware of. Now look at that, it fit right on down in there nicely, I think. Oh. Maybe not. There we go. Okay. And now I could just kind of lift the carpet out a little bit and make sure it kind of looks like somebody didn't just shove it right in, right? Okay. There. That looks good, and I know it's cleaned out. I know this is adjusted, and the heat's going to come out this way rather than up against the wall. Everything's adjusted properly. I'll do a once over vacuuming on this, and I'll call that good. And then I'm gonna go back, double check these two, and I'll show you another one in the other room. I haven't done that one yet, and I want to see. I'm kind of curious if there's any remnants in there. Of course there's going to be, right? I'm going to show you that one in a minute. I pulled that one out again and reached down all the way. I don't know what that was doing down in there. A screw. I'm glad I reached down there, because I don't want those in my flexible duct work. Okay. All right, let's check this one out. I have not checked this one yet, and of course I want to check it out and see what's going on with that. And I like to kind of look at this too. Now see, this one does go different than the other one. See, when you open it, it opens straight up, and at the angle where those other two, one flapper went doink and the other one went doink. It's slightly different than this. So if your register is stuck or something, or if you don't feel you can get those open all the way. I'm going to flip this around and make sure that I get it so that both of my louvers are coming out this way. You see what I mean? I don't just slightly. Okay, this one can be adjusted. So they're coming straight up, but kind of at a slight angle into the room. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set it up exactly that way when I get ready. And I'm looking at these edges. This one is slightly different than the other one, and it looks fine. But look at this stuff in here. See? Just the carpet remnants, and that's just the carpet remnants from cutting that out. They stretch the carpet and they install the whole carpet, and then they cut it. And because this happens to be a shag carpet, the bits, lots of the bits and pieces fall in there. Now, if you have regular carpet too, cut pile or level loop, I would still check it. Okay, so I'm gonna vacuum this out. Hey, oh, did I? Oh, I was working on an electrical outlet earlier, and it was broken. And I determined that it was over here, and I was going to go turn the power back on. I haven't done it yet. I forgot all about it. Incidentally, I put that on a different video, and I'm sure you can find it on fixing a broken electrical outlet or checking an electrical outlet, loose electrical outlet. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to list that yet, but I found out that the top tab was actually broken, believe it or not. How do you break a tab? How do you break an actual tab to an electrical outlet anyways after you get it installed? And I'm talking about this tab right here, but it's the top one. And it got loose, back and forth, back and forth. It's probably been loose for many years. So anytime somebody plugs something in here, this would pull out, and then you push it in, it gets pushed in, out, in, out, like that. And eventually it's snapped off. You can see where it broke off right there. Okay, I'm going to replace that, and I'll have that on a separate video of this whole series, so keep watching. Okay, so I got to turn the breaker back on and get this done. It's like you may be asking yourself, hey Joe, do you really have to make a video of this? Well, maybe I do, because I think lots of people forget to do this, to check this out after installing carpet. Or when is the last time, if you got some floor registers, when is the last time you pulled the registers up and you cleaned under there to see what sort of spiders and cobwebs and other things that have been tossed down there by accident? When was the last time? That's all I got to say for myself and ask you, right? That's why I'm making this video as a reminder for you. Now, before I go too much further, the heater's on right now, by the way. That's why the stuff's moving around. I'm going to reach down here as far as I can. And this will also convince you that the duct has not been ripped off or has a hole in it or something like that. And you just be careful with your ducts, because the air conditioning and heating ducts are usually that plastic ducting, and you don't want to poke something through there or anything like that. Okay, so it doesn't feel like there's anything else in there, but I'm gonna do a once over on here and just get some of this loose stuff off, because it's gonna come loose again. I don't want it flying out and or getting caught in there and having a spider think they can use that for a nest or something. Okay. look at that. And see, they had it in with this on the right hand side, I believe. I'm going to put it over here on the left, and I almost have it open all the way, and I'm having it tilt so that the vent fins are facing that direction. And let's see if I can get this back in there without knocking this around. I probably should feel on here. Okay. It looks okay. This should go back down there without any real hassle. Come on. Oh, there we go. Ah, there we go. Okay, like that. And then I'm just gonna kind of fix this business around there. Well, it doesn't look like somebody just jammed it down there and forgot about it, right? Okay, now I can vacuum up around it, and I'll call that good, okay? So, hey, spend a little time and effort. You're talking maintenance and double checking after the carpet's been installed, making sure your register flaps are operating, and if your little deal here, adjustment, isn't working very much, once that's out, you can kind of position those flaps on the back side by hand, and then check it, make sure the louvers are facing this way, not up against the wall. If they're facing up against the wall, maybe that's why it's taking a while for your room to heat up, because we want the heat to come out this way, don't we? We don't want it to go up against the wall. And that's something else you can check when you're cleaning out your registers. And sometimes the registers are really super dirty, and you can rinse those off. Some of them have paint specks on it. Maybe you want to clean those off. Some registers, maybe they're still in real good shape, but some of the paint has flaked off, and you're thinking about getting some paint spray out of a paint can and respray them, make them look new. You can do whatever you want. Or if it's the wrong color, maybe you wanted a shade slightly darker. Well, you know how to do that. You can pull that out, lightly sand it, spray it, and clean your registers at the same time. Make sure your carpet is all kind of put back together, and it looks like the register actually has a home, and it's not sitting on top of the carpet cattywampus. Every time you walk over there, you step your foot on it because it's not fitting down in the hole because somebody forgot to bang out the side and adjust it and smash everything together so everything's nice and tight down there. All kinds of stuff you can do. I know it's just a silly little thing to think about, but I thought I'd make a video of it and share it with you. Thanks for joining me.